All right, g'day guys. Got a pretty awesome video today. I'm fucking stoked, to be honest, to pump this out because I'm talking about my RockBoard by Warwick and they're fucking amazing. They're built really well. Gonna explain to you how I got it, and because it's kind of funny how it happened, and how I've built it and for what purpose, because it's very intentful. It's also very simple because there's 20 years of me tinkering like a maniac to get it to this point, to make it simple. Now, I've just played Thrashville with my band Mammal, and I used this board. It was a Virgin board before that. And I used this board for that gig, and our sound guy was stoked because he took a DI out of it, un-EQ'd. So front of house, it just made it really easy. Then I blended a cab mic, and then he, you know, done his thing with them. But it's really awesome to have a board that you know backwards. RockBoard by Warwick. I actually started doing work with Warwick earlier this year, being 2023, and one of my early videos for KadeTurner.com was filmed in my previous studio, and it had a different board. It had my old board. Now HP of Warwick saw that, and he's like, why is Kade using that board? Why isn't he on RockBoard? It would be really nice if we could get you on the RockBoard. I'm like, yeah, it would be really nice. So he hooked it up. There was actually Ambertech in Australia, the distributors for Warwick too, that hooked it up, which was really cool. So they sent me this stuff, and then I had to put it together. There was a little bit of thought involved because what I had to do was rig it up to where I'm able to just plug directly into the Mod 1 for power and directly into the Mod 1 for my bass input. And the reason I wanted to do that is so it's not on the side. The two cables are in the same place. I can use an IEC cable, you know, wherever I am in Australia or abroad. And it also stops, you know, really loose drunk people and your singer coming up on the right side of your board and accidentally ripping on your lead and pulling your jack out while you're playing live. So there was some thought into that. There was some thought into rigging up the power supply with the adapter. And then there was also some careful placement that you can see under the board for the cables. I think it's really nice and neat. I'm quite happy with that. The physical build and the hard case of these boards is incredible. I am now a RockBoard featured artist, and this board is on their site. RockBoard.de is a killer site. They've got a board configurator. Now I've put in all of the information. You can route it on there. Your actual pedals are stored in their database. You can look at current draw, placement for sizing, and basically go online and configure your board before you waste heaps of money on pedals and get home and figure out that it's just not going to work. So that's really cool. I actually sent a personal email to Nico, the CEO of Warwick, the other day, and said, you know, congratulations, because that is such a innovative site and it's really, really fucking awesome. So the design of this board for me was quite simple. I'm not a mega fan of distortion. I wouldn't use delays and flanges and phases and stuff like that live, because this board was built specifically to play for Mammal, my band. We're an Australian rock band. I use my Warwick basses in that, predominantly my 4-string thumb bass, and I go direct into a strobe tuner. I do this for its accuracy. I do this also because it is a buffered booster. So 6-meter cable, any loss you might get, that sorts it out. Also, it's on all the time. so you can see what you're doing, playing, if anything sounds out of whack, but it's the first port of the board, so I mute that, and then I've muted to the front of house, to the cab, to everything, if I change basses mid-set or whatever else. So that's the thought process behind that. Now, I'm straight into a dark glass hyperluminal compressor. I have that on the Vet Cali 76 replica mode. I don't have the compression too strong. I have the attack and release set very fast to allow my transients, but the other main reason I have that is because it's a 50-50 blend. So I'm not completely squashing my whole signal, but I'm reducing it enough in case I play too hard, hit the magnet, do anything that's gonna send the front of house quite a surge. Now, the other next pedal is this little Japanese cause effect. I actually got onto this guy through COVID, and that is just a bass tube buffer with a tone and a volume level knob. And the reason I have that is in case I'm ever playing into a solid state head and I just want a tiny little bit of tube. Out of that, through the bloody awesome little RockBoard patch cables that I might add, that look cool and actually are really cool. Out of that into this Mesa Subway DI. I've used this on a shitload of my YouTube stuff. This is here as a preamp out, a DI out. It's got an EQ. Front of house loves it because it's so clean, and you can have it, you know, pre or post EQ for whichever effect that you want. If there's too much noise coming from it, you can reduce that. Total EQ there, so that's why I have that. Also, to my amp, I am direct out of that. I don't have the color of that messing with the amp because I've done that once live and there was just a heap of fucking noise. The more shit you have, the more noise. This is built purely with intent. Direct out of that to the amp as a bypass. Worst case, if your amp fucks out, you've got a killer DI live. They might have to put you through the monitors or something, but that's the purpose behind this board. I'm really happy with it. I'm proud of it. Proud to be a part of RockBoard by Warwick. Check out their site, rockboard.de, because it's really cool. Thank you, Nico, for featuring me on it. I'm really stoked, and that's my live board. It's very specific. It's built with intent to cater for exactly what I would look for playing live, which is a nice, buffered, clean, boosted, slightly compressed, slightly EQ'd tone coming out of a bass that I know backwards, which is the thumb bass. So cheers for staying with me while I got that info out. Hope you like the board, hope you like the site. I'm Kade Turner from Australia. This is my deck in the basin, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.